Good morning, good life. Welcome back to AmyTV, where we come together to help you go after the life you want. If you've been around here for a few minutes or longer, you know that I am totally obsessed with my bullet journal. I am an analog note taker. No matter how I'm feeling, no matter how much I try to get into my digital apps and take notes, I just love to write everything down. This is my bullet journal. This is actually the 4th bullet journal that I have had in a row. I have had a bullet journal in full effect in my life since 2017, and I made a video back then too. Actually, I made multiple videos. One of them being the first year I had ever used a bullet journal and just talking about why I liked it and why I was so pleased that I actually stuck with this method for as long as I did to find out if it worked for me. The basic gist of the bullet journal, if you're not familiar with it, is just allowing you to put all of your thoughts in chronological order and searchable by page number. So it's funny, you write something down and sometimes you lose track of it. The bullet journal system is one that you can hopefully prevent that from happening with. The other nice thing about the bullet journal is that you don't have to get a specific journal. You don't have to go to bulletjournal.com and buy one, although you can. You can go and get any dotted journal, and I just usually get mine on Amazon, and this is the color of the year is this dark purple that we like. The bullet journal is also a technique that one of my friends really enjoys as well. My friend Matt Ragland, who has his own YouTube channel, talks about a lot of similar stuff that we do here. Full disclosure, he is one of my clients in the GATLUW Society. I'm so excited to be coaching him in his sort of journey, but one thing that he even teaches me about is fun bullet journal tips. I really try to get outside of myself as much as possible when I'm looking for new ideas on how to use the systems that I have in my life. I want them to work consistently, so I don't want to get obsessed with new ideas, but I definitely like picking up some new ones. And Matt has a lot of great ones for a perspective of someone who is a working dad. He's side hustling. He's got a full-time YouTube channel, but also a full-time job. And so there's a lot that goes into that, a lot you have to organize. And so I love going to his channel to find out more bullet journal tips for me. I'm very excited because we decided to partner on this video. We are collaborating together to bring you 10 tips to increase productivity with your bullet journal. So I'm going to share 5 with you right now, and then you can head over to his video to watch the other 5 tips from his perspective. And make sure you stay till the end of this video because I'm going to be telling you about a giveaway that we are doing together as well. All right, let's increase productivity with your bullet journal. My first tip is to don't think, just bullet. The biggest reason why this has increased productivity in my life is that I absolutely do not let anything just sit in my brain, especially if I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, or, oh, I really need to do that. It needs to exit my brain immediately and be written down in my bullet journal. The daily task log is one where you can keep all of these thoughts. You would put a bullet for a task. You would use a hash mark for just an idea or something that you don't want to forget. You would use a circle for an event that may have happened that you might want to keep track of. But no matter what, whatever happens in your mind that you do not want to lose, write it down in your bullet journal. I tend to have lots of fleeting ideas when I'm cooking or when I'm working out, and I don't want to lose those, but I also don't want to pick up my phone in those moments, which is why, again, I'm an analog girl. So just remembering that as soon as you have an idea, if you're trying to commit to the bullet journal and you want to increase your productivity, immediately write something down in your journal when you have that thought. If there's nothing else that makes this journal useful for you, it will be that area that you can brain dump and hopefully go back and keep track of your tasks and figure out how you can get them done efficiently. But if nothing else, again, you don't lose those thoughts, they get written down immediately. And that brings me to my next tip to increase productivity with your bullet journal. It's having those regular sessions with your brain dump where you sort through the things that you have to do with the things you don't need to do or the things you're going to schedule for a later time in your life, and really calendar blocking and reflecting on those items. I do a lot of both. I do a lot of calendar blocking and time batching throughout the week, and I do weekly reflection on Sundays. Weekly reflection is mostly my opportunity to say, what good happened? What ideas do I have that I want to happen in the future? How can I build on my vision? Calendar blocking and time batching is me looking at those tasks that I've written down and saying, when am I going to get these done? And when can I start scheduling them accordingly? The whole point is that little thing that you don't want to forget that you have to do and need to prepare for, it's written down in the journal journal, and therefore it's done something with. You are now putting it in a real space in real time in your life. So for me, increasing productivity is not just brain dumping the stuff, but figuring out what to do with them and figuring out when it's going to happen. So making sure that you have regular time in your life to be able to go through what is in your bullet journal is really, really important. If you're just gonna write down a bunch of tasks, it's like having another to-do list that you don't actually do anything with. My third tip for increasing productivity with your bullet journal is to make sure your goals are front and center, both your annual and your quarterly goals, or however you tend to break them up. Maybe you break up your annual goals by month. I like to have quarterly checkpoints and my annual goals. And so the annuals are right at the beginning, very beginning of the journal, so I can flip to them super easily, although there is a directory or a table of contents in order for me to find them whenever I want. But I also have my quarterly goals, and those are important because as you build out your months in your bullet journal, again, it's very chronological. Those quarterly checkpoints are very close to the pages that you're interacting with a lot. So you see those goals that you're striving for, hopefully the things you're writing down in your journal that you need to do are directly associated with those, and you can look and you can compare. I also look at my quarterly goals every weekly reflection or sometimes my annual goals to make sure that I'm on track, because I want to see, where am I spending my time? What does my calendar look like? What are all the things I'm writing down in my journal? Do they align with where I'm trying to go? If we don't have those moments where we try to figure that out, it's really easy to just follow the shiny object syndrome and get nothing done, but have lots of ideas that never come to fruition. And we don't want that either. It'd be great to have a big journal full of ideas, but not if we're not gonna do them. My fourth one is a little rogue here. This is for my little online shoppers out there. You know who you are. I find it really stressful when I just want to veg out and I'm scrolling the places that I like to shop for clothes or for shoes or whatever, and I feel like I have to get up and go figure out what my right size would be if I want to order something and make sure it's not a waste of my time. I want this thing to come and hopefully fit me, but I don't want to have to get up and go figure all that stuff out when I'm just online shopping, and I want it to be very easy to just check out and be done and get the clothes as soon as I can. And for that reason, I have a body measurement tracker in my bullet journal. Some of this is me making sure that I'm hitting sort of goals as I work out, or if I try different diets in my life, but mostly it's so I can go, okay, if I'm looking at this sizing chart and I want that top, let me look at my chart and be like, okay, where are we at? Because then I'm not judging myself for what size it is. I'm not trying to rationalize, like, I'm sure I'm an extra small. Honey, no. I just look at the chart based on these numbers and based on my numbers, what size is gonna fit me, because I just want this thing to look lovely. This won't be for everyone, but this has definitely been really useful for me. So if that's interesting to you, that could save you a lot of time. But if you don't do it, could save you a lot of money. I don't know. It could go either way. And my fifth tip for being more productive with your bullet journal is to get back on that horse every single month. Something that I love about the bullet journal is, even if for some reason, and I will say this happened a lot in the first 2 years, but the second 2 years I've been on this bullet journal kick, it's been very easy for me to stay with it. But if you're just starting it and you're like, oh, you know, I didn't write anything down in the month of January, or if you start at the beginning of the year, or the month of August. I wrote nothing for the month of August. I might as well give up. You really don't need to. You can always start over again. Create your September and create your daily task list and just get back on the horse. The only way that this is going to work for you is if you try to stick with it. And even if one month doesn't go so well, the next month could. So if you fell off for whatever reason, when you go to make your next month's spreads, go back to the previous month and still look at what are the tasks that went undone, what can we schedule, what do we cross off, what do we delegate, and still try to progress even if not every single thing that left your mind went down to paper. Believe me when I say I can identify with the fact that you may be a finisher and a perfectionist and you feel like if you didn't use it fully, it's useless, but that is not true. Because if you still used this as an idea catcher, there's a lot that you can do with that, and certainly a brain dump. There's a lot you can do with that as well. So just pick up wherever you left off whenever you leave it, collecting a little bit of dust, and start again. The only way it'll work is if you keep at it. All right, those are my 5 tips. There were 10 in the title, weren't there? You've got to head over to Matt's video to make sure that you check out his 5 productivity tips for your bullet journal. And I told you we're doing a giveaway. That we are. In honor of the 10 tips that we're sharing with you today to be more productive with your bullet journal, we are giving away 10 Baron Fig journals. These are really nice. They are dotted, and other than that, really simple and plain journals that are totally customizable for whatever bullet journaling experience you like. All you have to do to potentially win one of the journals is subscribe to both of our channels and leave comments on both of our videos. I will link to everything in the description, but you're gonna wanna watch his video with his productivity tips as well. And so when you leave comments on both of our videos, just let us know that you want one of the bullet journals and you will be entered to win. So subscribe to both channels and comment on both videos and you're all set. And yes, internationals are welcome to apply. Question of the day: what is your favorite way to take notes? Is it a digital tool? Is it an analog tool? Do you like the bullet journal technique? Is it something else? Leave that in the comments down below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. Oh my gosh, I'm already sweating. Oh my God, I'm really sweating. I'm gonna have like a little Pantene commercial action happen here. Pantene commercial. That's enough. Too many words. Which one was I doing commenting on comments? The next one. The next one. I think we have bloopers for that one, don't we? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, we do.